feeling of being so anchored and grounded and rooted. It makes me feel so secure, so free, and so capable of reaching the sky, you know. My name is Sai. I'm from Pune, and I came to Auroville a little over a year and a half ago. And initially, I came for 3 months to volunteer. This is how every Auroville story starts. I've danced all my life, and I have considered myself a dancer. But when I did that for the first time, it was an entirely different experience. It was, some of it came so intrinsically and so intuitively and so naturally, and some of it felt so foreign, you know, so out of my control. I loved that feeling that it gave me. I've really loved it because it's unlocked a whole new chamber inside my body. It's changed my understanding of what is possible to do with my body. What is what are the limits of my movements, and how can I use my body with another human being within that form, with that language. In classical dance, it requires years and years of dedication to your art form. There is no improvisation for years. A lot of it is choreographed. And what has happened for me in tango is that I've been learning to speak 4 or 5 languages at once. There are things you can do and cannot do. So, the language of the music, the language of the form itself, the language of the milonga, you know, where you are, how crowded the room is, how much space you have. That's another language. The language of your partner. Every single tanda, you learn to speak a different language. You learn to communicate differently. And these 4 or 5 kinds of languages are all just being spoken all at once. It could so easily be such a cacophony of sounds if you're speaking all of these languages, but somehow in tango, with your partner within the milonga, it is just so harmonious and it works so well, and there is a symphony. But in the moment when I'm sharing that dance with my partner, the one instruction I have for myself is to do what my body knows to do naturally, and to follow the intention and to receive it naturally and seamlessly as much as possible. So it's an interesting contradiction of being free but also in control at the same time. And one thing that this form allows for, which I just love, some of my best dances have been where there is play. You know, I so appreciate it when I can dance with someone and there is an understanding of the music and an understanding of each other, which gives you room to play and to tease and to trick, and still it works out so beautifully. And another thing this form really allows for is to pause and to find these moments in a dance where you are just still with a lot of tension. You know, there is intensity in that moment. It is not an empty moment. That pause is not empty. It is full of things. It is kind of it's a culmination of what has come before it and what is about to come after it. Tango, another contradiction about tango is that it feels so personal and it feels so individual, or not just individual, but it feels like you are one with your partner, and this dance is being danced for you and them, but there are also people watching. It is a performance, but it's also so personal and so intimate and only for you and them. I really quickly realized that this was such an intimate dance form. There was so much closeness, and for those 3 songs, you share a bond together with this person. But it does not have to be romantic. Rather, the fact that this is a stranger, you don't know anything about this person's life, you don't know how their day went, you don't know their name, but you meet together and you dance in a close embrace. You create something beautiful, which, it builds up and crescendos, and then you let it go at the end of the song. And then after 3 songs, you say thank you, you show your appreciation and gratitude, and then you part ways. There is so beautiful about the fact that humans can come together, share this intimate space, and then just go your own way. It is so bizarre to me that it happens, but it's one of the best things about humans, that you can do that. It's a completely platonic, almost impersonal space, yet so intimate and so close, and you care deeply for each other in that moment. And that I realized really quickly, and it made me feel so safe. In India, learning a dance form like tango, a partner's couples dance form, considering our social history and our social dynamic and our culture, it can be a quite transgressive thing to do. The act of doing a tango with a stranger can be a rebellious act for many women. But to have that knowledge and to have the privilege of being able to dance with leads of any gender and to feel that safety is so important, and I feel so relieved and happy to say that I had the privilege of doing that here, and that I will always carry it with me. To find the right moment, to give the right intention, and to listen to the music. I think I'm still very much a beginner, so I'm still figuring out ways to understand and explore musicality in my dance, and to do it in a way which doesn't hinder what the lead is trying to do. To not do my own thing because I know that it's coming in the music and I want to do something there. But I have to tell myself that no, I have to. We are both one right now. I can't just go away by myself. So I'm still learning that. I'm seeing what I can do with just my own agency as a follower. To lead with the music is the most beautiful thing. And I really enjoy it when there is repetition in the movements. I feel people don't really want to do that. They want to do something different at every step of the song, through the journey of the song, they want to do something completely different. But the song brings back things that are familiar. In the beginning and the middle and the end, you hear something and you're like, hey, that came before. So I love it when leads can catch that and do the same thing. So you have an understanding of each other that, okay, this is what we're doing. And then when the third time it happens even more beautifully. It happens perfectly. If leads can manage to have a balance of really good contact but no pushing and pulling, that really helps. There are sometimes the contact is so loose that you're not getting the cues and you're not getting signals. And other times, of course, it's a lot of, moving your bone structure. I think Natalia and Augustine had put it so beautifully, to move the air, to move the skin, and to move your bones. There have been times when I have been sitting outside and observing people dance, and that tends to happen a lot in tango, right? That you're just in the periphery looking at people. There's a tanda that you're not dancing. So in that moment, it feels like I don't have a choice but to be moved and to be touched. And it's so interesting that it happens with these complete strangers that you're observing, who also go their own ways once they're done. But in that moment, as they are dancing with each other and you are watching and witnessing what they are creating together, you feel like you're a part of it simply because of how much it has moved you. I really treasure those moments. Tango to me is not one thing or the other, it's everything all at once. It's about presence and intuition and expression and connection and contradiction. It's everything all at once. One thing I wish I knew when I first started doing tango was that there is a lot of time and space and room to work on technique. There is time for that. But you can only do that if you really fully allow yourself to be settled and rooted in the base of it.